Hello there, all my fellow brothers and sisters in doll. Here's your friend Donnie from Miami again, bringing you another anecdote. Today, I'd like to talk to you about my very first Barbie. No, really, my very first Barbie. The very first Barbie doll that I ever actually held in my hands was this one. Okay, my first Barbie. Okay, very pretty, with her pigtails. And now, the story goes when I was 5 years old, back in 1980, okay, I had gone with my mom to visit her best friend, Lucy Escobar. And I call her auntie because they were that close. Anyways, and I've been there before other times. My auntie Lucy, she had three children. Jorgito, a boy like me who was a few years older, and two daughters, Lucy Jr. and Lourdes. Okay. Normally, I would go upstairs whenever we visited, to play with Jorgito and his G.I. Joes and, regular quote unquote boy toys. And, we always had a great time until one day, but I was always warned not to go into the girls' rooms, a girl's room rather, because Lourdes and Lucy Jr. shared a room. Anyways, I was always told, don't go into the girls' room, don't go into the girls' room, and I was like, okay, okay, okay. And I wondered, what's the big deal if I walked inside the girls' room? And then they said, oh, because they might be changing, and they need their privacy, and they're girls. It's like, okay, whatever. And then one day, I dare, go inside Lucy and Lourdes' bedroom, not to peek at them changing. Oh, heavens, no, that was not going through my mind. But I just wanted to see, what was the big deal, why it was so forbidden. So, anyways, so I walked in, and then I see this huge shelf filled, with all the Barbies and horses and Barbie's friends and outfits of the time, late 70s, because it was 1980. And again, it was like, I was marveled because I couldn't believe these beautiful little people, okay, in their adorable little outfits, okay, and happy faces. I was like, ooh, this was definitely a departure from the GI Joes that look like psychopaths. Okay, the boy dolls, they were friendly, they were smiling. They had this beautiful toothy smile, and of course, so did the girls. And I was like, ooh, how pretty, how pretty, and then I immediately reached for this one. Okay, my first Barbie, and then I thought, wow, her hair is so pretty. Oh my God, she's so pretty. I love her pigtails. And, I was a little boy and I certainly meant nothing by it, but I went ahead and I sniffed it. I sniffed her hair. I wanted to smell her hair, and, and I liked it, And of course, when my mom walked in, it's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, look at these toys," because I didn't even know the word doll at the time. All I knew is that they were toys. In my mind, these were female GI Joes. you know and it's like, get away from that, get away from that. And then my mom snatched me out of the room and rushed me out, as if she had just caught me committing some horrific crime to humanity. And then, look, don't ever go inside the girls' room again, ever, 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 ever. Okay, your father's gonna kill me if he finds out you touch this stuff. And then I was like, what? What? What did I touch? Uranium, cocaine? What's the big deal? I didn't understand. And of course, like they say, the rest is history. I try to keep my videos not too long, within the 5 to 6 minutes range, because I don't want to bore you guys. And if you notice, my videos are not monetized. So every 15 seconds, you're not being interrupted by the guy, with a beard telling you that, you have to go to the bathroom. No, no, no. My videos are off the cuff. They're very simple and humble. I just make them here in my house. And anyways, I just want to share that little anecdote with you of, you know, how my first Barbie was indeed the very first Barbie that I ever touched. You know, that wasn't the first Barbie that I ever owned. That's another anecdote. But I just want to share that. And in case you were wondering, my first Barbie was only issued in a white version. Originally back in 1980. And this black beauty over here, okay, is a custom. Okay, she is like I said, she wasn't an issued by Mattel because Black My First Barbie were not issued until later into the 80s. And not sporting the superstar head mold, but sporting the what some call the Spanish head mold. I like to call it the DD head mold. Okay, but again, that's a separate conversation. Anyways, so I have it here. Oh, and I also wanted to point out that these Barbies, they're wearing this My First Barbie fashion, which I always thought was adorable. But I also wanted to point out the fact that, as you can see, there are variations. The outfits are identical in terms of design, the fabric and whatnot. But if you notice, this one has the B in white with purple, while this one, the little B, has white with red. Again, these little variations, I can't help but take notice. And something else I wanted to mention is that this artwork, this is what sold the outfits. I mean, really, this artwork. But again, that's a whole other conversation. Anyways, so here's my first Barbie, the officially made and issued by Mattel, and my black first Barbie, a custom that I made. Okay, and we're here to just say hello and now goodbye if we've taken enough of your time, and have a wonderful day, all my Dolly brothers and sisters. Bye bye for now.